Hey everyone! Today we have another morning practice. This is going to be a really sweet and stretchy flow. We're focusing on opening the hips and the spine mostly, but it's really going to be a full body practice. The pace of the class is going to be quite mellow, but we'll have enough energy in there to kind of wake us up and get us ready for the rest of the day. If you wanted to bring in anything to make the moment really special for you, I would totally encourage that. I have a tea for me, but maybe you'd like to bring in a candle, a journal for writing in afterwards, a blanket, anything that makes the moment really juicy, kind of making a ritual of this practice for you that can feel really, really nice. One more thing, this is a double upload. It's going to be both uploaded on the app that I have as well as YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much for being here. If you wanted to check out our app, which I post on at least 3 times a week, we've got over 350 classes there, as well as multiple series and live classes, then you can totally try it out for free using a 7-day free trial. I'll leave all the information you need to have a look into it down below, but it's a really cool place to practice yoga with a global community. So I hope to see you there. We'll get started on our backs today. If you do have a tea, feel free to take a little sip before you head down. Once you get down on your back, you might slide your feet close to your hips and kind of rock the pelvis up and down a couple of times. So tilting the pelvis forward, arching the lower back on your breath in. And then as you breathe out, tilting the pelvis backwards, pressing the lower back towards the floor. Breathing out. Making these movements as subtle as you'd like. But as you do this, you might close down the eyes. Take this moment to check in with how you're feeling this morning, or whenever you're practicing this. Checking in with the body. How's the body feeling? Are there any strong sensations that you're being pulled to? Checking in with the mind, noticing any particular thoughts, any words. Noticing if the mind is feeling a little faster today, if it's feeling a bit foggy, if it's feeling clear. Noticing any emotions or feelings or just general energies that are present for you right now. And what we're trying to do is bring awareness to these parts. We're not necessarily trying to change them, at least not at the beginning. We're just taking that time to pause and to notice. Let's hug the knees towards the chest. Maybe giving yourself a little squeeze, a little rock from side to side. Maybe the hands come to the kneecaps and you take some big stirring like motions with them. Circling the knees in one direction. And then swapping directions of the circles, kind of feeling the adjustments in the pelvis, in the sacrum. And then take the knees out a little wider, almost like you're going to happy baby, but the feet are still tucked in. You could take a little sway side to side. Maybe making some circles in the opposite direction. So one knee going one way, the other knee going the other way. Maybe swapping directions. Just starting to move the hip bone in its socket. Let's cross the right ankle over the left thigh, finding a figure four stretch. See if you can flex the toes back. That's going to help keep the ankle a little bit more stable. Where you hold your hands is up to you. If you're feeling like something a bit more chill today, you might just put the left foot on the ground behind your hip. But if you did feel like a little bit more, you could maybe wrap the hands behind the back of the left thigh. Sometimes even like to hold on to my right shin or my right foot. Kind of pressing my right elbow into the right knee to guide it out. Let this movement be intuitive. All that time that we spent checking in at the beginning gives us information about ourselves in this moment, and the rest of this practice is about honoring that information. If you're feeling a little bit more tired, maybe the energy or the movements become a little slower, a little more luxurious. Maybe if you're feeling quite curious and energetic, the movements become a little bigger, more expansive. Maybe you add on movements that feel exciting to you. Let's hug the right knee into the chest, left leg out long, take a breath in. As you exhale, twist the right knee over to the left. The left hand could reach to the outside of the right thigh. Right hand could press down, right shoulder pulling towards the mat. It doesn't need to be big or effortful. Just feeling the release through the spine, through maybe the side of the leg, the back of the body. Maybe up into the neck or the chest. Come back through center. Let's swap to the other side. Left ankle crossing over the right thigh. Again, maybe you stay with the right foot down. If you felt like something different, you could pull the knee up, taking hands to a place that feels good. This is a deep stretcher of the glute, as well as some of the external rotators of the left hip, but also because we're pulling the pelvis into a more posterior tilt, the muscles of the lower back are lengthened. And because of how we're kind of lying down on our back, this can feel quite nice. Keep coming back to your breath if you notice your mind drifting away. Breathing in through the nose, expanding the belly, the ribs, a little bit into the upper chest. Taking a slow breath out through the nose, feeling the belly soften as the diaphragm lifts up. Feeling the ribs recoil as the lungs get a little smaller. Feeling the chest soften. We'll just take about one more breath here. And then hugging the left knee into the chest, right leg out long, setting up for our twist. Taking a breath in. As you exhale, twisting the left knee over to the right, you might shuffle your hips a little bit more through center before you do so. I tend to find that helps me twist a little bit more. Eye gaze could turn down the left arm, left shoulder pressing towards the mat. Taking a breath in, expanding into the ribs. And a breath out. Maybe there's space to go a little deeper. Come back through center. Bring both of the feet behind the hips, hands down by the sides. Let's practice that posterior tilt of the pelvis again. So pressing the lower back towards the mat. You should feel the tailbone start to lift up. Let's continue with this movement as we lift the pelvis off the ground. The vertebrae of the lower spine, the lumbar spine, the thoracic spine. It's where all the ribs meet, where most of the ribs meet, until you get up into your Setu Bandhasana, your bridge. Squeezing your glutes, pressing through the tripod of your feet. So your heel, the big toe mound, kind of the knuckle, I should say, as well as the pinky knuckle. Taking a breath in at the top. As you exhale, let's curl the back down again. So tucking your ribs in, drawing the belly in slightly, and then lowering the pelvis down. We'll do that one more time. Breathe in at the bottom. As you exhale, press the lower back down, start to curl up. Squeezing the glutes. This time at the top, holds. You might like to shuffle your shoulders underneath you a little bit more. Maybe the fingertips tickle the back of the Achilles. You could stay here. You could interlace the fingertips, pulling the pinky fingers down to the ground. Just make sure the knees aren't bowing out here. Pull them so that they stack on top of the ankles. It's going to help keep the adductors, the inner of the thighs, active. Take a breath in. As you exhale, release the hands, slowly roll yourself down. Take a moment at the bottom. Just to pause, you might walk your feet out a little wider, knock your knees inwards. Taking a moment just to release any extra tension from the body. Softening the eyebrows and the eyelids. Feeling into the space that is now. Pull the knees towards the chest, give yourself a little squeeze. And then hands behind the thighs, maybe a couple rock and rolls up and down the spine. Eventually making our way into a kneeling position. You might like to take a sip of your tea if you have that close by. Lift both of the arms up to the sky. Take a breath in. As you exhale, bring your right hand around to the left side of your head. Reach your left hand out in line with your shoulder and then pull the head towards the right. You might feel a stretch down the left side of the neck, maybe some nerves as well. If this feels quite intense, just drop the left arm. You could also bring the left fingertips down to the ground and just play with the position. See if there's one part that feels a little bit more comfortable. Breathe in, reach both of the hands back up to the sky. As you exhale, left hand around the right side of the head this time. Maybe right fingertips reach out to the right or down. Take a slow breath in, reach both of the hands back up again. This time interlace your fingertips, hug your hands behind the back of the neck, tuck your elbows in, and then gently pull your head down, chin towards the chest. Release the hands down by your sides. Breathe in, lift the chin up to the sky. Breathe out, hold. Head comes back through neutral. Bring the hands under the shoulders. Breathe in as you drop your belly down. Lift your tailbone. Eye gaze lifts to cow pose. As you exhale, tuck your tailbone. Feel your ribs slide towards your hips as your chin pulls underneath you. Cat pose. Inhale to open up. Exhale, close. Let's take maybe 3 to 4 more. If you want to add on some roll side to side or move forward and back, you absolutely could too. Starting to wake up the spine even more through flexion and extension, fundamental postures of the spine. Make sure that you have some space in front of you. Keep your hips stacked on top of your knees. Bring your hands out in front of you, setting up for puppy pose. Breathing in, breathing out, dropping the chest towards the floor. Might tuck the chin in, bringing the forehead down to the mat. Although if you are pretty open through your spine, through your cervical spine, your neck, through your lumbar spine, thoracic spine, all of your spine, you could lift the chin up. Press through the whole of the hands, through the fingertips, through the knuckles. Feel the shoulder blades widen on the back body. Can you take a breath in? Feel your ribs expand to the sides of the mat. And a breath out. Maybe the chest drops down a little bit more. We'll take one more breath. If you felt like a little bit more, pop your hands up onto the fingertips. Tense them up. Just to create a little bit more space for the shoulders. Keep the hands planted in front of you. Roll yourself forward. Almost like you're coming through cat pose. Round your back. And then lower your hips down to the ground. Lower your chest down to the ground. You might take your fingertips a little wider than your mat. You can have your hands planted down here if that feels more comfortable for you. Having your fingertips up will bring a little bit more range into your movement. Squeeze your glutes, point your toes, little tuck of the tailbone. Just a really small lift into cobra to begin with, Bhujangasana. Breathing in, opening the heart, lifting the chin up at the top. As you exhale, lower yourself down. Let's try that again, breathing in, maybe a little higher this time. Exhale, come down. We'll do this a few more times in our own breath. I encourage you to close your eyes down and maybe add on some movement if that feels good. Intuitively moving, maybe adding a twist at the top or the bottom, maybe shrugging shoulders to the ears and then pulling them down the back. What feels really good for the body right now? Eventually coming all the way back down, slide your hands by your ribs, push up onto your knees, tuck onto your toes, lift your hips up and back for downward facing dog. Few breaths here. Maybe move around if that feels good, or you could be more still. It's up to you. Moving into the feet, hamstrings, the calves, Feeling into the hands, the shoulders, spreading shoulder blades wide on the back. This is an upward rotation of our scapula. We covered a lot of these movements in our anatomy series on our app. So if you're curious about exploring more about the body, then you can check that out. So the bottom tips of the shoulder blades kind of move to the side and then upwards to allow for the hands to lift. Let's find some stillness. Lift the right toes up to the sky, three-legged dog, breathe in. As you exhale, bend the right knee, open the hip. So you're aiming to point the right knee towards the sky. I would highly recommend bending the left knee here. Often there's quite a bit of tension in our hamstrings and calves, so just bending the knee helps to make this a little bit nicer. We're going to open and close the hip a few times. Breathe in, open up again. As you exhale, roll the right hip down, right knee kind of comes in front of the left knee. Breathe in, wind it open. Exhale, close. Let's go 2 more times. Open it up, breathe in. Exhale, roll forward, right knee to right elbow. Step the right foot outside the right hand. Setting up for our lizard lunge. Left knee comes down, untuck the left toes. Maybe there's a little shift from side to side. Feeling into our left hip flexors, our groin, our adductors. Maybe the glute. Just make sure that the right knee is stacked on top of the right ankle and the left knee is back enough that you can drop your hips forward. We're going to add a little twist here. Right hand comes to the right thigh. Take a breath in, rotate the chest to the right. As you exhale, hold. So you can use your right hand on the thigh to push the right shoulder back. One more variation I'll offer is taking the right knee out a little bit more. Inner arch of the right foot comes off. Then you can use your right hand to kind of press the foot away if that feels good. Drop the shoulders down the back. Lengthen your left arm. Let's go 1 more breath. Bring the right foot back down. Tuck the left toes. Lift the back knee off. Breathe in. As you exhale, step your left foot outside your left hand. Turn the toes out slightly for Malasana. Hips down. Hands to chest maybe, or you could reach the hands out. Might feel nice to just rock from side to side for the first one. I also quite like to do some kind of wrist movements here. We often don't give our wrists enough love. So you could clasp your hands into fists and roll them out, or you could take like a little kind of wave of the palms. Find a moment of stillness. Engage the glutes to help wrap the knees out. Lift the chest up a little bit more. 1 breath. Uttanasana, forward fold. Lift the hips up, breathe in, turn your toes forward. Exhale to fold. Feel the stretch down the back of the legs. Chin towards the chest so that the back of the neck is long too. Start to roll yourself up through standing, round your back. Once you get to the top, engage your glutes, lift the arms above you. Breathe in. As you exhale, cactus out the elbows. Retract the shoulder blades, pull them towards each other. Breathe in, lift up, ribs slide in. As you exhale, bend your knees, fold forward. Halfway lift, breathe in. Lengthen your back. As you exhale, place the hands down, maybe on the insides of the feet, and then step yourself back. Of course, it depends on how wide your feet were. Just check that they're underneath the shoulders here. Take a breath in as you push away from the floor. As you exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, you might come down onto the ground for cobra or stay halfway. For upward facing dog, pulling through, breathing in, engaging your glutes as you roll the shoulders back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Spread your fingertips wide. Press through the hands to draw the chest back, lengthen the arms. We'll try that on the other side. Left toes sweep high, breathe in. As you breathe out, bend the left knee, open your hip. Hold here, maybe you soften that right knee a little bit more, lowering the right ankle towards the floor. Take a breath in, you might open the hip up a little higher. As you exhale, let's close the hip, drop the left hip lower than the right. Left knee can swing underneath the right. Unwind, breathe in, open. Exhale, close. Let's go 2 more. Can you keep the shoulder blades really broad on the back? Open up again, breathe in. Breathe out, roll forward, left knee to left elbow, come high on your right toes before stepping your left foot outside your left hand. Lower the right knee down, untuck your right toes. At any point, if your wrists get a little bit achy here, you can come up onto knuckles. Shift side to side. Listen to your breath. Let's add on our twist, left hand to the left thigh. Take a breath in as you roll the left shoulder back. Exhale to hold. Lift away from the right hand. Keep pressing your left hand into your left thigh. If you felt like something different, you could press the left knee out. Inner arch of the left foot rolls out. You might feel this a little bit more in your left hip. Take a breath in, come back, tuck your back toes, lift the back knee off. As you breathe out, step forward, Malasana. Hips down. We'll hold a little bit more in stillness here, maybe hands to chest. Feel into the tripod of the feet here again. But if your heels are off the ground, that's okay too. Lift your hips, breathe in. As you exhale, fold forward. Rise up through standing, breathe in. Find the length. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, hands down, step back, plank. Eye gaze underneath the head, take a breath in. Exhale, bend. Pull through, point your toes, breathe in, press through the tops of the feet. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. We've just got one more short flow that will repeat each side and then we'll close our practice together. Just take a moment to check in with your mind. If you notice it's floated away, maybe call it back in. Let it come to the breath. Let it be in this really special moment that you have with yourself, your body, your mind, your heart. This moment of intention. Right toes sweep to the sky, 3-legged dog, breathe in. Keep the legs straight though. As you exhale, roll forward, pigeon pose, Uttanasana. Right foot comes down, right knee comes down behind the right wrist. Shuffle your left foot back a little bit. We're going to make it a little bit more flowy to begin with. Bring your fingertips out in front of you. Take a deep breath in as you lift the chest up. As you exhale, drop forward, melt the heart down. Breathe in to lift. Exhale to lower. Let's go about 3 more. At any point, if this is feeling quite intense for the right hip, just bring it down to the ground and bend your left knee. coming down to the ground. You might bring your elbows down, stacking your wrists together to bring your forehead on top of them. You're not going to be here for too long. Take a slow breath in. Belly, ribs, upper chest. Slow breath out. Can you melt a little bit more towards the ground? One more breath like that. Walk yourself back, roll onto your right hip. Left foot sweeps around. Place it down. You can use your hands here if you want the challenge, no hands. Shift your weight into your left foot. We push up to stork pose. So you can push your right foot down or you can hover it off the whole time. Right knee pulls into the chest, maybe hands around the front of the shin. Take a breath in. Lift tall. Breathe out. Drop the shoulders down. Dancer's pose. It doesn't need to be big, this one, but it's a nice way to expand. Right hand comes around the side of the ankle. Squeeze the glutes, pull the right knee in. Left hand reaches up. Take a breath in. As you exhale, lean your heart forward. Kick your ankle up high. We haven't done much, if any, balance today, so it's totally okay if you wobble around. One more breath. Nice, bring the right foot back down. Maybe give it a little shake out. Lift your arms up, breathe in. Breathe out, fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Breathe out, hands down, flow through a vinyasa if you want, or skip it out. One more time. Breathe in, left toes high. Keep the legs straight. Exhale, roll forward, left knee towards the left elbow. And then lower the left knee down, Kapotanasana. Adjust your stance as you need. Again, you can always roll onto the left hip. Walk your fingertips out. Breathe in, expand the chest. Maybe lift the chin up as well. Exhale, drop yourself down. Couple more times. Can the right hip pull forward towards the left ankle a little bit more? And staying down on the ground, maybe bringing elbows down. Breathing into any intensity around the hips. It is with the breath that we can encourage a sense of softness. Of letting go of that tension, that controlling. Walk yourself back. Roll onto your left hip. Right foot comes out in front. Shift your weight into the right foot. Again, if you want the challenge, you can do this no hands and no left foot. Lift yourself up, stork pose. Breathe in, left knee pulls to the chest. Breathe out, hold. Natarajasana, dancer's pose, one of our final poses of this practice. Left foot comes behind, maybe left hand around the outside of the ankle. Breathe in, squeeze the glutes. Pull the left knee in. Exhale, reach the ankle back. Feeling the energy lift up through the foot, reaching it out to the right arm and the left arm through the head. And then releasing the left foot down, a little shake out of the right foot. Breathe in, lift the arms up. As we exhale, fold forward and hold. Feet hip width distance, Uttanasana. You could wrap the hands behind maybe the back of the calves, back of the thighs. Shaking your head no. Nodding a yes. Feeling into the space that you've created in your body, but also your mind and your heart, even if it's subtle, even if you can't really feel it. Just know that this practice that you have done will have had an impact. Not only will it impact you now, but it will impact you the days to come, the weeks to come, especially if we make time for these moments each day. Slowly roll yourself up through standing. Lift the arms up to the sky. Take a breath in. Exhale, pull the hands down to heart. 2 more times. Breathe in. Breathe out. 1 more breath. Thanking ourselves for this practice. Thanking this practice of yoga, this combination of movement, breath, mindfulness, awareness. Taking time to pause and to be still, to listen to ourselves, to trust our intuition, because this will help us move, make better choices, speak better words, think better words off the mat as well. When you're ready, just open the eyes. Thank you, everyone. I really hope that you enjoyed today's practice. Let me know how you found it down in the comments below. I always love hearing from you. And again, if you're watching this on YouTube, please feel free to check out our app. It is such a cool place with lots of classes and series and beautiful connections. So I look forward to seeing you on there. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next one.